Hey guys, welcome to my gaming channel. My name is Rina the Wolf and welcome to the third section of Chris's scenario of Resident Evil Remake. So we're back at the mansion. We still have some things to do before we descend in the courtyard. So what happened? Quick inventory check. So the only thing I needed was the shotgun. And of course I had to take the key we just got after the Plant 42 fight. And we still need to do a few things before we enter the second Jan fight, which we actually cannot skip, so... So in the original game, we have the second Jan fight here, right? Not in this case. So in the remake we need to push this statue. This puzzle is actually not too hard, so we just need to push the statue to the very end of the room. And once we've done that, we will need to make our way back to the other side, now that the wall is quote-unquote closed. We would have been crushed without the statue, obviously. So once we push the button, the walls start to be pushed back to the places, and we need to push the statue to a designated space. And once it's done, ta-da! We have a flash grenade there, so it's better if we take it. And now we can descend. Okay, so we have the first Doom book. We can have George Trevor's diary. And we can go to the basement. So I messed things up a little bit here, you will see in a second. Yes. This wanker did get me somehow for some reason. I messed up and got poisoned. But it's still all good. We have two zombies here. I tried. At least I did try to dodge them, but then they got way too close. So I did this. One of them got decapped, so we were good to go to reactivate the elevator. And now we're back at the kitchen, right? So this is the super zombie. And the zombie that kept crawling. Well, I actually did not want to use the shotgun for some reason. I think I was like, oh, I know I have like a shit ton of shotgun shells in my inventory. Sorry, not inventory. In the box. But it's still the best if I try to preserve it for the end game. So here we go. So this area is also remade. That guy loves giving hugs, but no thank you. So we have pretty much the same things in this tiny room. We have magnum rounds, of course, shotgun shells, a flash grenade, and the battery. What we don't have though is that big kind of like library area, and also the room that has a window that looks straight at the helipad is also gone. So now we can go down and open a door. I hope that was what happened. That's not what happened. Where did you go, past Rina? Oh, I decided to go straight to the yawn fight. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm actually pretty sure that was the point when I started thinking like, okay, so we'll still have the key once I'm out of the yawn fight. Will I have enough inventory space for everything? So we've been here before. This is where we got the armor key. And now we use another one and get to the library, where we will need to fight Yawn. I almost messed this one up as well. I'm a little bit slow with the shotgun, I gotta admit that. I haven't played this game for years at this point. Well, of course I did play Jill's scenario by the time I started Chris's. And to be completely honest, Jill's scenario in the remake, for some reason, for me, was much more painful and much more difficult. And I'm not saying that Chris's scenario is a joyride, but for some reason it just feels easier. And now I totally jinxed it, and the end game is going to be catastrophic. Okay, but all the jokes aside, we have the second Doom book and we can head back. We still have some things to do before we visit the underground section and face Lisa again. messed things up because I thought that this door was open. I have no idea why I thought that. Well, it happened. But Chris is a tank, so we're all good. I did not want to start this section over just because of this, but I was not happy. So now, on this corridor we have a crimson head, by the way. But yeah. I did not interrupt that guy's slumber, so we were all good. I think this was the point where I just unlocked the door I wanted to previously. And I still had the key. So at this point, I'm pretty sure I was like, come on. But then I remembered where I had to use it. I was not particularly happy, by the way. At this point, I was like, so I messed up and this was the door which I was supposed to use, right? And I was right. Okay, so here I used the key, but I wanted more inventory space because we were about to get 2 jewels. So I dropped off the Doom books, or last books in this version, and the Magnum rounds as well. Quick box check actually, and I just reloaded the shotgun, so I did not take the ammo with me. Because not much after this, I knew that I would go outside to the courtyard. Okay, so here, first of all, I decided to take the shotgun shells because the more the merrier, right? So I pushed this first and then I flipped the switch. Then I pushed the other drawer. I took the quote-unquote bullseye, which is the yellow gemstone. I took the dagger. And I was still not under the eyes of the watchers. So I got both gemstones and we were good to go actually. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is where I went to the room on the first floor that we unlocked. Because we have something there. We have an item in the room that we are going to need. Oh yeah, it's happening. So we have a zombie in this room. Not too bright, not too fast. So taking the jewelry box without taking any damage or using up any ammo or defensive items is pretty easy. So I decided to do this puzzle right after I came out of the room. This is one of the puzzles I hate the most in the whole franchise. The reason is pretty simple. It's not because it's a hard puzzle. It's not that. It's the flipping precision it requires, okay? Like, I actually had to try it like twice because I was not precise enough with this one. And the game was like, no, 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 I'm not letting you through. Be more precise. And I was like, fuck you, game. But yeah, it requires some precision, unfortunately, thanks to the tight spaces between the puzzle pieces. Otherwise, it's totally doable. I was just a little bit tired when I started doing this, and I was about to get pissed, and I was like, oh, flip you then, game. But in the end, I managed to piece the pieces together, and we got the key. I'm going to tell you what happened here, or actually what is about to happen. That room is going to be the last we would check. Undiscovered rooms, of course, that we are about to check in the mansion. You are going to see why. I decided to go back to the safe room at this point, I think. Through the gallery, of course. This shortcut proved to be way more than useful, to be completely honest. So we used the key, but oh, I hesitated. Maybe I should have just reset the room to avoid the hunter's attack. So I decided to use the herb. So I dropped the shotgun shells and the yellow gemstone and the shotgun actually as well. So I took the magnum, I just reloaded it. Because I planned to avoid almost all the enemies on the ground, and of course I had to take the crank. So now we're good to go. So now that I did not hesitate, the hunter did not get me. And yes, I was wondering if I could get through here without getting bit. I mean, not here. I mean the snake section. So let's see if I made it or not. And I didn't. I should have stuck to the other side of this fence. But luckily I did not get poisoned. To be completely honest, I was worried about the snakes, sure. But I was more worried about this section because I knew that for some reason I was an idiot and did not get rid of the dogs here. So, note to self, Rina, if you ever play this game again in the near future, please kill those dogs. I know you hate it, but it's going to be much, much safer. Thank you. Anyway, internal memo over. Let's get rid of the waterfall so we can go underground. Here we go. So instead of a waterfall, we have the pool of water again. And now we can go back. We are going to use the elevator once again and descend. So I had a feeling that one of the dogs would get me, and unfortunately it did happen. Lesson learned. So this section is also remade a little bit. Because, for example, this elevator system here does work. We will actually need to take it. But right before that, let's go and see Enrico.
Enrico!
Don't come any closer, Chris.
What happened?
Double crosser.
Enrico, wait. Enrico!
Umbrella.
Enrico!
So, I have always been wondering about why Enrico thought that Chris was the double crosser. So he definitely knew it was a man, right? Because he was very soft spoken with Jill. By the way, you can skip these hunters if you don't hesitate and head straight to the doors. You're fine. Yeah, so if you don't hesitate and head straight to the doors and they attack, they are going to miss and then they would just cry about it. I decided to drop the square crank not to get confused, even though differentiating the two cranks is pretty easy in the remake. They have different colors. I mean, the handles have different colors. Which is nice. Yes, I was mentally getting ready. You know the rule. Mwah. So I really, really, really hate the Black Tiger fight. Not because it's hard or anything. So in the remake, it's not too hard. I know I did mess it up with Jill. I have no idea why I'm better in this scenario in the remake, but I am. So the reason why I actually hate this fight is that spiders. So once the other one dropped down, I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. So I exited the room and went straight back in. And here we go. We're free to go. I mean, sure, we had to drop the flamethrower, but it's not a tragedy. And the reason is that I did not want to hurt Lisa at all. So this one is the same. We have to use the crank 3 times here. And unlike in the original, this boulder is going to move right away. I messed things up a teeny tiny bit in this room, and I decided not to edit it. It was about the precision, right? So it was hard to see how far I should push the statue. I'm not really experienced with this game because up until the point, or to be completely honest, up until this point when I decided to replay it and strategize and look up some videos about it and come up with the best walkthrough or gameplay, whatever you call it, as possible. And I was like, yeah, it should be good, it should be good, and it wasn't good. And of course, me being me, I lost my train of thought mid-sentence. But yeah, this room is also a little bit different than in the OG. Because in this one we have to use this new platform that actually rotates. It's fine, it's nice, I'm not complaining about that. But you know, I'm pretty sure. Wait, what do we get in the OG? The other Doom book, right? I think we get the other Doom book in the OG here. Doesn't even matter because you are going to see what we get. So we get this new item, the cylinder. We will need that if we want to ride that elevator. So even though we did not want one, mwah, I did give this boulder a smooch. Just because why the hell not, you know, like, come on. So there was only one thing left to do. Head back to the elevator because the other part is actually there already. I hesitated. I forgot that we have a hunter there. I hesitated, then I started panicking, and I almost did not make it. Okay, so quick inventory check. I decided to drop the hex crank as well. And that was it. Because I did not want to hurt Lisa, and I was like, maybe if I had a fully loaded weapon that would make me feel safe enough to ignore my principles and attack her if she gets in my way. So I wanted to avoid that and decided not to load the Magnum. And of course I wanted to preserve Magnum ammo for the end game. So here, if we open up the lid, we will get the other part, the shaft. Once we combine it, there we have it. However, we need to combine it, and if we examine it, we get the order, which is 4, 2, 3, 1. There. A working elevator. So we can descend again. So the plan was to avoid Lisa at all costs. So whichever way you decide to pick, she will spawn there. So you just need to pick the opposite direction. That's why I turned to the left first, so I can go to the right and start working on getting the broken flamethrower, yeah? Avoiding Lisa is not too hard if you know what you're doing. If you've already watched Gio's scenario, you might know that I was an idiot. I didn't really plan ahead and Lisa almost got me. So there she is. Let's run back. We will actually run back to the elevator. And we are going to get the broken flamethrower, which we are going to need. I mean, if we want to leave this place, this underground section, whatever you call it. So there's the box that we just moved. Maybe I need to push it. Push it, Chris. Push, push, push. I'll see myself out. And there it is. So now that we have it, we can head back. And it's pretty much done. At this point we just need to avoid Lisa, put the flamethrower in its place. So yet again I spawned her on the left, I ran to the right, pulled the lever so we can place the flamethrower. Run, run, run. There we have it. And the door is open, we can leave. So this is Lisa's altar. Yeah, we have snake seeds in this water, so we need to run, run, run. And we have another jewelry box here. It can be opened right away, so it does not require any kind of puzzle. We got a stone ring and a family picture with notes. And now we can go back. All the way back actually, because we are going to end up in Lisa's cabin. Sorry. So instead of the crows, especially that we got rid of them, right? We will have new zombies spawned, but that's fine. So all these zombies here are pretty much easy to skip. Well, he tried to get me. There they are. Pretty easy to skip. So before we go down to the lab, we have only a few things to do. One of them is to check that one room I left to be the last, but it has a reason. And you are about to see this reason. Spoiler alert, it is going to be a cutscene.
Rebecca! Is she upstairs?
So it's Rebecca. She's in trouble. And we have the last object we are going to need. At least if we want to proceed. To be honest, it is not the last object. We will still have something to pick up. Of course, we have a crimson head over there for some reason. So I missed the hunter for the first time. Ouch.
Rebecca,
Chris!
you okay?
I didn't mean to get you worried.
We can't stay here any longer. We have to get to the others and find a way out of here. You with me?
Yes.
Then I'll go ahead. Until then, Rebecca, you're on your own. Stay cool and use your better judgment. Got it?
I can handle myself.
Good luck.
I didn't mean to get you worried.
So I actually hate how Rebecca was downgraded, even in the remake. So I know that Zero and the remake came out around the same time, or like only a few months apart. But Zero was a prequel, right? So the remake could have portrayed her as an absolute badass, which she was in Zero, right? And trust me, I'm like not a great fan of Rebecca, okay? I am not. Still not. But this is painful. She grew so much in Zero, and yet again, Zero is still in my bottom 3 Resident Evil games, but she was not too bad in Zero. And in Resident Evil 1 and in the remake, she just really annoys me. Anyway, rant over, sorry. We're almost done with this section of the game. But as you could see, I picked up the yellow gemstone. So now we are going to go back to the tiger statue room. But before I picked up the ammo disc, I placed the objects. I did inventory space, though I was not worried about that, but I decided to place them at this time for some reason, so we can now proceed and get the ammo disc with the yellow gemstone. There we have it. Okay. So everything is done in the mansion, and we're ready to descend again. Luckily, I did not have to go back to a safe room because we have an item box here and I could take the last books.
You're a bit of a mess up. Chris, take a piece of the action.
So of course I would not. I decided not to hurt and or kill Lisa. Unfortunately, something is going to happen off screen. I messed it up a little bit. Yeah, that was Veska. I have no idea, to be honest, if it is going to affect the ending. I hope you find your peace, Lisa. Yeah, he's gone. So we just need to insert the metals here. So the wolf metal goes on this side and the eagle metal goes on the other. But actually this is where I'm going to end this section, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you had at least as much fun as I did in this section. I actually loved it. And if you liked it, please consider giving it a good old thumbs up. It costs you nothing. It helps me a lot. And I hope to see you in the next episode, which is actually going to be the end game. Alright, take care. Cheers. Bye.